Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. What exactly comes in the box of a limited edition Fuji X100VI? Let's unbox one and find out. It's a limited run of only 1,934 units. That number is a reference to the year 1934, the year Fujifilm was founded in. First thing that greets you upon opening the lid are two history cards. We'll be taking a closer look at these later on. You're also given two paper stands for displaying the cards. Lifting away this cardboard separator, it looks very convincing that it had something inside, and it turns out to be a single piece of paper for your Capture One trial. That's all there is. A printed user manual is not included. And here comes the main event, wrapped in crinkly plastic as usual. I really wish this came in a fabric or felt pouch. That would make a pretty big difference in how premium the unboxing experience feels. But first world problems aside, here's the exceptionally gorgeous edition of an already gorgeous camera. The loudest statement on the limited editions is this classic Fuji logo, the biggest of which is on the lens cap, but some of the fanciest perks are actually in the accessories. The box containing the accessories has three sides which can be opened from. I eventually went with the short edge, which put up the least of a fight. Out comes the strap, followed by an even smaller box, and secured on the other end, the battery. The W126S battery itself is unfortunately not limited edition, no special Fuji logo here. The included strap is for sure the biggest difference between the standard and limited editions. Again, we'll take a much closer look at everything once we're done unboxing these. Very standard edition USB cable and this little box which contains the soft release button. Another accessory included only with the limited edition X100VI. Careful not to lose this one. And that's everything that comes in the box. Well, the box itself is actually quite different from the standard edition as well, but right before we start appreciating the design of these up close, I've always found it remarkable how successfully the X100 cameras were able to capture attention because of good design. The very same thing can be applied quite easily to websites thanks to features made available by our sponsor Squarespace, such as their very own Squarespace Blueprint. It's an incredibly powerful guided design tool to help you come up with a catchy design with the help of AI. Unlike choosing from a template, this gives you a completely personalized design, from color schemes to fonts, and it even lets you tailor the tone of the copywriting that's generated. Your website is automatically optimized for every device. It's also got powerful SEO tools built in to help your site show up more often to more people and in exactly the way you want. Of course, you may want to further customize your site down the line, and with Squarespace's next-gen website editor called Fluid Engine, you can intuitively customize every little design detail with drag-and-drop technology for both desktop and mobile. With Squarespace, you can sell anything from products to content to time. Payments are flexible and seamless for your customers, letting you accept credit cards, PayPal, and Apple Pay, or even offer the option to pay later with Afterpay and ClearPay in eligible countries. Head on over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/zycheng to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I won't spend too much time drooling over the box, but it is worth pointing out its differences. It's got this subtly textured matte paper finish, which feels quite a bit more organic compared to the standard, somewhat fingerprinty retail box we're used to seeing from Fuji. And with the exception of the printing on the bottom of the box, all the print on the box is silver stamped, and it's really quite beautiful. And one interesting thing about unboxing one of these limited editions is there's no way to know what serial number is engraved on your hot shoe without actually unboxing the camera first. That hot shoe engraving is one of the main unique appeals of the limited editions. It lets you know which one of the 1,934 units you're holding onto. But this unique sequence number is not disclosed on the box, nor does it show up in the order invoice. The hot shoe engraving is the only place it shows up in. This actually isn't the true serial number of this camera, it's just a limited edition sequence counter. The real serial number is printed on the back of the screen as well as on the packaging, but the special engraved number shows your unit number of 1,934. So no matter what number you get, you'll always have the founding year of Fujifilm Corporation imprinted on your hot shoe. Fuji did showcase a pre-release unit of the limited edition back at Tokyo's X Summit. That unit had a number of 0000, so that's excluded from the run of 1,934 units for sale, but that also means there's actually at least 1,935 of these in existence. Of the 2 history cards which came in the box, the first card shows the history of the X100 series, so the original, the S, T, F, V, and 6. The second card comes with an additional printout with a brief summary of the brand's history. Feel free to pause the video here if you'd like to have a read through. There's a QR code in the corner which leads you to a more detailed version on their website, but the main card itself shows the evolution of Fujifilm's logo, and if you look all the way back where they began, it's that original logo with Mount Fuji in it that's featured exclusively on the limited edition X100VIs. That logo makes 2 appearances on the camera. Well, you see it first on the box, but on the camera you see it once on the lens cap, which if you take it off, it's technically not on the camera anymore, but notably this is carved and filled in with black paint. On the standard edition, it's just a stamped Fujifilm logo. Then you'll find another one on the top panel of the camera itself. Now, because of this, the model badge on the limited editions are actually printed in an offset position to move aside for that classic logo. The Fujinon lens system marking is also completely absent from the limited edition. This layout has apparently inspired some crafty parties to come up with conversion stickers. I mean, I've seen conversion kits for cars, but it's happening to cameras now. Though here's a subtle detail to look out for, which can't be replicated with stickers. The titanium shutter button, again exclusive to the limited editions. It sounds rather trivial, but you can quite surely feel a difference in texture if you run your finger across it. Also, if the camera's in a cold environment, you'll feel an icy metallic shutter button. I find that to be the biggest difference between this and the standard version in terms of the titanium shutter button. You'll notice it visually as well. It looks a bit more golden in contrast to the perfectly silver body. You could alternatively cap that off with the exclusive soft release button. Screwing it on gives you a big convex shutter button, pretty much exactly the size of that circle around the power toggle. Design-wise, there's just a shiny ring carved around it, but if you flip it around, you'll actually find inscribed the words Limited Edition Fujifilm X100VI. Personally, I'm quite a huge fan of hidden details like these. And then we have the strap. It's a very different look from the standard one. Biggest thing to note is the length of this is not adjustable like the standard strap. Its length was designed to be a shoulder strap. It's got leather ends along with a tag which says Fujifilm X100VI. Note the modern Fuji logo, by the way. The classic logo does not make an appearance on the strap, though I do very much like these eyelet pads they've provided. These sit between the strap and the camera body to prevent the metal strap eyelets from scuffing up your limited edition. The standard edition strap comes with these as well, albeit bigger and not quite as graceful as these limited edition ones. Once you power on the camera, the software is exactly the same as the standard edition. There's no secret film sim hiding in these. In fact, the limited editions share the exact same model code as the normal X100VIs. In the metadata of the images, you won't find any difference there either, just X100VI as the camera model. I was very sure as well that once I paired this to Fuji's X app, it would also just treat it as any other X100VI. But to my surprise, the display image for the camera actually shows up as a limited edition unit. Meanwhile, when I paired a standard version, it didn't even get the color right. So that there was a nice little surprise. And that's what you get with a limited edition Fujifilm X100VI. Practically speaking, it's honestly nothing massive over the standard edition, especially in my region, which is Malaysia. This was retailing for 12,888 ringgit. That's the same price as a brand new XH2 and close to $1,000 more than the standard X100VI. It's a tough bullet to bite, and I imagine that may have been a deterring factor, but I really still wanted one for the sake of collection, so I was that guy mashing refresh on the pre-order page, just waiting to place an order the moment it becomes available. So that's as close of a look as I'm able to share through video of what the limited edition X100VI offers. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see on this, and I'll be seeing you around.